Hello everyone, and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today's replay is from ValkyrieAB, and he's in the Kremlin, a tier 10 Russian battleship. He's on a pseudo fortune in a 3-point domination game. So it's a pure tier 10 battle, only 3 battleships, interesting enough, no carrier. So yeah, we're going to see how it goes. Now he is spawned here near the A cap, so that's where he is. He's decided to go here on the flank. Ideally I would say on the A cap you have some ships more north of A and then some ships more off the side of A, and then you try to create some crossfires. And oh, there is a Des Moines. Is this Des Moines beached? I mean, this Des Moines looks like he is not in a very good spot. And he's fully broadside. Now the Des Moines is probably pretty lucky that he is still floating. But the next salvo might just take care of that, and I mean, Valkyrie is not the only one shooting this guy. So Des Moines is trying to flee, but shells are in the air. And the Des Moines... Oh. Well, RNG give it, RNG take it away. This Des Moines floats to live another day. Meanwhile, looks like the friendlies are going to take the A cap. We have nobody in the center, and C seems to be not the greatest shape. I mean, not sure how many enemies... We still have... well, actually, we have 5 friendly ships there, so... Might be doing okay. Now here on the A side... Looks like that Marso is pushing in. The friendly Somers is getting farmed pretty heavily. And, I mean, there is a Salem around here, right? And the Salem is here. So the destroyers have to be careful. If the destroyers would be more towards the B side, they would be a lot safer. And they might even be able to talk, like, towards this Yamato and Hindenburg. And, well, that's a Marso dealt with. Somers still alive. There are shells in the air, though, still. And the Somers is technically close to the Salem. So if the Salem has raid already, they might just be able to take out that Somers still. But looks like... Oh, no. Spoke too soon. Yeah, they got him. Now the Shima is going in the right way. Basically, you wanna stay outside of Salem. Right? Actually, the Shima isn't going anywhere right now. Looks like he's sitting still. No, Shima, you need to build up your distance to the Salem. You need to stay outside of the radar. I mean, as we can see, the Salem is currently radaring. Now, Valkyrie meanwhile is pushing around here. Once he gets around this island, he will farm the Salem, probably. Because the Salem doesn't have an exit, right? The Salem is pretty much cornered here. It doesn't really have much support, and, well, the Salem doesn't have torpedoes. And the Shima got taken out because he didn't pay much attention to the radar, it looks like. So, would have shot at Hindenburg there, but he knew he would see the Salem momentarily, so he waited for that. And there we go, there are the citadels. And that's one less Salem, nicely done. The Yamato seems to be going down as well, so all that's left here is a Hindenburg. It's a bit of a shame that the friendlies lost 2 destroyers on this flank, because I don't think that was needed. But so far the teams are equal on ships. I mean, this Hindenburg is trying to take A, but he will never succeed in that. And I mean, he's fully broadside to a Kremlin at 9 kilometers. So... there we go. That's what we wanted to see. So A is secured. Currently not looking to be... There's still ships left towards the sea side. And okay, we just lost 2 of them. Now the friendlies need to push towards B. The question is... well, I mean... The shots of opportunity on a Harugumo. Probably not going to hit, but you know, worth a try. So there are basically 3 options now for Valkyrie. He can go north, he can go south, or he can just go straight. I mean, he wants to go to B, right? But you can go around the north of those islands, or the south. Or just through this gap in the center. I'm not sure which is the best choice. I mean, going north, he would be more towards the Worcester and the south, and maybe be able to better support those guys. The south, he might need more enemies. Depends a bit on the team does. Oh, well, straight through the center has the highest risk of getting torpedoed. When we don't know where the Shimakaze is currently, the Harugumo was last sighted around here. We will see what. And while we see that, we are going to probably speed it up a tiny bit. So, what's that Montana doing? Still full health. Anyway, now he has shots at some targets again. I guess that's one of the advantages of just going right through the center. He might be able to engage those guys if they just keep sitting there. He's a bit indecisive here what to shoot at. I think he could have taken some shots at that Des Moines earlier. There we go, Des Moines is spotted again. Now, he wrote in his replay that he was a bit indecisive at this. In his email, he wrote when he was sending in the replay that he was a bit indecisive there and he wasn't exactly sure what to do. Can understand that. The most important part, in my opinion, in a situation like this is to not just keep sitting too long here in the back. You really want to go to... I mean, the Republic is getting closer. We've lost already all ships on the other side. So you somehow need to get back into this fight and you need to help the remainder of the team. I'm not sure which of the three options like north, south or center would have been the best, but it's, would say important to just, even if you don't know which one is best, just pick one. Sometimes even a bad decision might be better than no decision.
I need help.
So, the Des Moines has been taken out. Now, the Moskva... Maybe he can get shots at the Moskva again. Yeah, so the way the Moskva is, if he stops right now, he could just try to get another broadside salvo in the Moskva. The way he's going, he's obviously putting this island. Now he can't spot the Moskva anymore because of this island here. But anyway, he's being raided. Not that he cares too much, I suppose. I mean, there are no friends. This looks pretty bad ship-wise. And he's still deciding, I think, if he wants to go north or if he wants to go through the center. Now, the Republic is coming this way. The Republic was way back there. It looks like he has caught up. And he is deciding to go with the Republic. There are some bunches of us. I mean, if he had gone like here north a little bit earlier, then he could potentially create crossfires with the Republic, which might have been rather nice. But he has finally come to the decision and he is going for it. Also, I wanna like to add, if you're in a situation where you're vastly outnumbered, you oftentimes have to take some risks, right? Playing it safe is usually not going to win if you are in a... Like a high risk, high reward situation is not something you wanna do if you're ahead or if you're in a good position. But if you are behind, then sometimes you just need to take a risk in order to bring it back. Anyway, so he has some shots at the broadside Montana. Next up, Bleeded Moskva. Now that Republic is also demonstrating how not to do this push. I said high risk, high reward situation, but he's basically pushed straight through here into a crossfire. He's being shot from 3 sides, and there was no reason for that. He could have just stayed here at the entrance and, well, shot them one at a time. What the Republic did was a high risk, low reward situation. That's not what you're looking for. So what Valkyrie is doing is a bit better here. He is basically carefully approaching. That Moskva has been dealt with. Now he's trying to have the course. By not going through here, right? He has still cover from the south, from the Montana, from the Des Moines. And he's being high-ground, which... Is it the Des Moines? I mean, the Moskva will soon spot something. Yeah, it's the Des Moines. And this Des Moines... Well, you know, Des Moines angling just isn't going to help it here. So the Harugumo is spamming him. The Kurfürst is coming in. And he's slowing down. Now this is a good time to probably reverse. Reverse because that Kurfürst might just be coming in for a ram. And you don't want to be rammed by a low health Kurfürst here. There are some torpedoes incoming. So the Harugumu is here, which means that smoke is the shimmer, the Kurfürst is dealt with. That shimmer might be a problem because, well, they still have a Moskva. Maybe the Moskva can radar at some point. And I would definitely damage con that. I mean, it's a shimmer and there was only one torpedo salvo. He might be thinking I can get hit again, but you know, with the Russian damage con, I think it would have been fine there. So, there is a sow. I would suppose the sow is also torping this way. Now, sinking the sow and then going forward again. It's probably a good choice here. And we've just lost. Now he's damage con. Exactly the moment when more torps appear. But he's going to dodge those, so that's nice. Okay, so we saw 2 torp salvos from the shimmer, which means there is... Or did we... No, I think we only saw 2, right? So I would expect the shimmer to still have one ready, although, I mean, he might have used that somewhere else where we couldn't see it. And there is the shimmer. So the shimmer overstayed her welcome. Like, you gotta be careful when your smoke runs out that you are not in a position like this. The shimmer could have at any time just fled towards sea. Yeah, there is the 3rd torpedo salvo, and he missed with that. So, ship-wise, it's 2 against 1. The problem is the points. The enemy has quite a few more points. Now, in a situation like this, you probably don't have time to put out your calculator, and there are also a few unknowns, right? We can assume the Montana is just going for it, because it looks like he doesn't want to fight. The friendlies can go for C, right? They're currently capping B. Once they have B, they are going to produce more points than the enemy. Then they can go for C while the enemy is going for A. Then they're trading points, basically. But will the friendlies reach C before the Montana reaches A? That's a good question. Afterwards, the Montana is probably going through this gap to B again. So you gotta make a decision, right? Do you cap C or do you hunt down the Montana? Also, if the friend is split up, like the Moskva going C and he is going to hunt the Montana, they have less chance of sinking the Montana, I suppose. So the Moskva is using radar, that's good, because now they see the Montana's movements. The Montana hasn't turned around, so the Montana still isn't willing to fight. He's trying to win this by points. And I honestly don't... I mean, okay, so a cap produces 3 points every 50 seconds, so 30 points in 50 seconds. We have about... 100, yeah, let's say about 120 points that you can gain with 1 cap advantage before it's over. So, it's going to be rather close, right? Roughly. So, nice broadside Montana there, unfortunately not enough to sink her. So it all depends, can the friendlies keep the 1 camp advantage going, like will the Moskva reach C before the Montana reaches A and so on. But it's going to be a very close situation. So Valkyrie has decided he is going to brawl it out with the Montana because he doesn't think that the points are going to cut it. And well, the problem is he's completely out of heals. Well, the Montana started a fire. Honestly, I think I would damage... Yeah, he's agreeing with me on this one. It's usually you don't want damage con a fire, but he doesn't have heals left. He is on very low health. And sometimes it's just gotta risk it, right? If the Montana sets 2 fires, I mean, this is over anyway, but... Yeah, that Montana was too angled. In this case, just aim a bit higher there. In worst case, go for the superstructure. Might even, if the Montana angles too much, he could go for... there is a fire again. But you know, I mean, this damage con is going to ready before this fire has burned through its lead course. So you need to aim higher in this case, right? The angle is just not that. And it's a very shapely rear the Montana has, and very shapely means it's probably going to bounce a lot. There are 2 fires, but there is the Wild Victory. Oh, so you also has the legendary captain, which means that, well, I mean, I should have known that shell traces. But that also means the damage con was even better earlier on, because you know you had the emergency damage con basically if worst come to worst. And he managed to sneak in 1 penetration here, but it would be a lot better if he just aimed for the superstructure here. Or even switch to high explosive. I mean, you can totally try to burn down the Montana here. Now he's also obviously going for speed. If he manages a ram, this will be a win. But you can only ram if the Montana screws up, right? So we have 1 minute and 15. And, well, I mean, with his... he obviously prevented the Montana from capping so far, so the Frennies now have 3 caps. He interrupted the Montana and now he's inside the cap here. So obviously the Frennies are going to overtake him. The problem is they don't have enough of a lead to be able to lose a battleship, I think. And this exactly is what he should have done earlier, right? Go for the superstructure. He's down to 5k. The Montana is also just aiming at the wrong parts of the ship. And oh, he might actually get the ram off here. Can he ram? Yes, he can. So here we are with the results. Valkyrie earned himself 3,388 base experience. Nicely done by him. So, I mean, he made some mistakes there, obviously. He was a little bit too indecisive there in the mid-game, and in the end, he should have just gone for the superstructure against that Montana. But, you know, he pulled through, and it was a nice battle to watch. He achieved the Confederate devastating strike at Kraken and a high caliber, and he sunk 8 enemy ships. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you guys next time.